Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's Last Post ceremony. My name is Emily Hiles, and joining us today from the Royal Australian Navy is Commodore Matthew Ritchie. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the Returned and Services League of Australia and the RSL and Services Clubs Association. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial. If you're able, please stand and join in singing the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is got by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated if able. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where family and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved. And here, we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we will read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and on operations for more than a century. But first, we present a lament. Flowers of the forest, wreaths and floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Pilot Officer William Shannon Peake. William Peake was born in Narracourt, South Australia on the 14th of September 1917, the son of Edward and Alison Peake. Known as Bill, he attended primary schools at Beachport, Narracourt and Mount Gambier and completed his education at Port Lincoln High School and Prince Alfred College. Peake was prominent in athletic circles, being a member of the Sturt Tennis Club and also the Keswick and Wavell Tennis Club. He was a member of the team which won the A-grade pennant in 1940. He also won the Eyre Peninsula's Junior Tennis Championship, played football in the Amateur League and cricket in the Adelaide Turf Association. Peake went on to work as a shipping clerk at the head office of the Adelaide Steamship Company. In March 1940, he joined the militia, becoming part of the 51st Battery of the 13th Field Brigade. He served part-time as a gunner in the Royal Australian Artillery until January 1941, when he was discharged because he was in a reserved occupation. The following year, Peake joined the Royal Australian Air Force Reserve in February, and on the 21st of July 1941, enlisted in the RAAF. After initial training at Victor Harbour, he began training as a pilot, with postings to No. 1 Elementary Flight Training School at Parafield in Adelaide, and then at No. 6 Service Flight Training School at Malala, some 60 kilometres north of the state capital. In April 1942, he was awarded his flying badge and also a commission, becoming a pilot officer. After spending long leave in Adelaide, on the 16th of May, Peake left Sydney for a northern station. As his father was the Assistant Superintendent of Railways for South Australia, he had managed to organise a first-class ticket for the journey. On the 25th of May, Bill Peake's body was found in a railway tunnel between Grafton and Coffs Harbour. A court of inquiry later determined that he had fallen from the train and died as the result of a fractured skull and broken neck on the 17th of May 1942. His remains were cremated with the ashes placed in Mitcham Cemetery in Adelaide. William Peake was 24 years old. His name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my left, among almost 40,000 Australians who died while serving in the Second World War. His photograph is on display today by the Pool of Reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Pilot Officer William Shannon Peake, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. we leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of our director, staff and volunteers, thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support of the Memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.